Thank you all for coming. My name is Iñaki Moreno, and I work as a Web3 business development lead at Google Cloud. I'm part of this global Google Cloud Web3 team, and we have engineering, product, and business development. And we've been at many, many different events. This one is a really great one. Thanks, SmartCon, for inviting me and putting this amazing event. And one important thing I wanted to mention today is that we've been in many events such as Paris and New York, to Tokyo, Singapore, and Seoul. But this one is a special one for me because I'm based out of Singapore, but I'm from Barcelona. So I'm really happy to be here with all of you. But let me ask by asking you all a question. Raise your hand if you've ever owned some crypto or you currently own cryptocurrencies. Okay, not bad, like 70% of the room. That's exactly how I got into crypto in 2017, and I've been in the space ever since. And today, I'm going to talk about two things. The first one, I'm going to share how we can help you grow your Web3 startup, and also for those getting into the Web3 space, how you can increase the chances of success with your use cases. That's the first point. And the second point, it's about the cool things that we are building at Google Cloud. I also going to share some of this stuff. And let me start by sharing some context about Web3, but I don't have the clicker. I just realized. Yep. No worries. Thank you. So, if we look at the market conditions right now, there's $1.2 trillion of market cap, which 25% of those come from Europe. When it comes to decentralized finance, there are 27 billion of assets logged. And when it comes to DeFi traffic, the US, Russia, and South Korea account for the largest number of visits to centralized exchanges, which account with a cumulative amount of 22%. And last but not least, there are around 420 million of Web3 users worldwide, which account for 4 to 5% of the total population. Now, if we change gears a bit, let's talk about the 4 layers of Web3. I'm sure you've seen this many times, but I think it's a really important slide. There are 4 layers. At the base layer, that's where the protocol is. That's where the blockchain is, which is mostly distributed and hosted in cloud providers such as Google Cloud. Then on top of that, we have the infrastructure layer, which provides components of security, analytics, and many other components such as storage and more. Then on top of that, we have the use case layer. That's where the key Web3 applications are built from many different kind of verticals, from NFTs and financial services to content and social and gaming. And then at the very top, we have the access layer. Just as we had in the Web2 world mobile apps and browsers, you use wallets to connect to decentralized applications. But to be honest, there's not much of a change because many people use wallet extensions to access with their Chrome browser to their apps. Now, many Web2 and Web3 startups are focusing on the use case and the access layer. And then the infrastructure layer, it's constantly being built and iterated by the developers. And an important point I want to make for those building the Web3 ecosystem. In Web3, incentives drive uptime, development, and participation, which means that those building the ecosystem, the developers, are incentivized via tokens and digital assets, and that's the power of network effects. And that also means that founders and business leaders need to focus on the use case. So, for those getting into the Web3 space, as an analogy, you don't need to understand how a car engine works in order to drive a car. Same way, you don't need to understand how the blockchain works in detail in order to build your Web3 application. The blockchain is hidden, but doing its work. The car engine is hidden, but doing its work. So, it's about the applications you build on top of your Web3 infrastructure what really matters. Focus on the use case. And you might be wondering, what can you build? What are the typical use cases of Web3? Well, today, most of the use cases being built in the ecosystem are from DeFi to Metaverse, GameFi, NFTs, cryptocurrencies, and payments, right? You have central governments issuing their digital currency. You have decentralized finance aiming to unlock billions of people who are still unbanked. And we are seeing both startups and enterprises getting into decentralized applications in a lot of different industries, such as supply chain, retail, real estate, telco, and more. Now, you might be wondering, what does Google have to do with all of this, right? So, our vision is really straightforward. We want to make it really simple and easy for any builder or developer to build Web3 applications on top of Google Cloud, providing them with efficient, reliable, and secure blockchain infrastructure. And we want to work for and with the Web3 community to push adoption together. That's ultimately our goal. And if we take a step back, investments at Google go beyond Google Cloud. We are part of this umbrella called Alphabet, which there are plenty of efforts, and they are putting a lot of efforts in the space. I'm not going to go through all of them in the interest of time, but let me mention 2 or 3. As I said, I'm part of the Google Cloud Global Web3 team. We have over 100 Web3 engineers. We have an APAC Web3 expert team, which was formed last year. Also, when it comes to Google Play, a really important change on its policies was on tokenized assets. Now we are allowing NFTs in apps and games. And last but not least, our ventures arm. We've invested more than $2 billion to date in Web3 projects, from Fireblocks to Yuga Labs. And how we got here, right? We got really great momentum in the space. We've done a lot of things, but many people don't know this. We've been in the space for many years. We started in 2018 indexing the blockchain for Bitcoin, and now we support more than 20 protocols. We've become validators of many layer 1s and layer 2s. Recently, we announced that we became the validator for Polygon POS. And we are also issuing NFTs to YouTube creators, and we partner with key thought leaders in the space, from Nansen and Sky Mavis to CoinTracker and Polygon. And if we take a step back and think about Google's mission, our goal is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful to everyone, right? And we took the same principles and we applied it into Web3. As of today, we are focused on 3 things: simplify the management of blockchain infrastructure, democratize blockchain data, and support the community to build Web3 skills. And many people don't know this, but at Google we have 19 undersea cables and several dozen data centers, all spread around the world, which allow us to have this global, fast, and reliable network to scale your blockchain nodes with this. Also, we are launching new regions at Google Cloud, from Mexico and Malaysia to Greece, Norway, and South Africa. And thanks to all of these efforts, all of these Web3 leaders right now, they're using and building on top of Google Cloud and using their applications on top of that. There's Nansen, Polygon, Coinbase, BAM Protocol, and so on. We have layer 1s and layer 2s. We have digital assets. We have exchanges, analytics platforms, and infra providers. And we are happy to share more after that. But let me share with you 2 cool use cases that are built on top of Google Cloud. But let me start by asking you a question. How many of you own an NFT? Raise your hand. OK, not bad. 60% of the audience. Well, Nansen is one of the most famous blockchain analytics platforms where you can check insights on DeFi, NFTs, and actually anything related with on-chain. They are built on top of Google Cloud. And also they have Nansen Query, which is the platform for programmatic data, which many customers such as OpenSea and Chainlink are using. Well, at Nansen, they had a challenge that was that they needed to powerfully, they needed warehousing solutions on streaming analytics. And as a solution, we provided them performs advanced analytics on serverless. Thanks to this, they didn't have to focus their time on infrastructure, but they focused their time on speed to market and innovation. And they got a revenue increase, and they boosted its customer base by 20x. And the second use case, that's Chainlink. As many of you know, they are a Web3 platform and a Oracle infrastructure provider, connecting the people, business, and data with the Web3 world. They are like this giant bridge between the Web2 world and Web3, powered by smart contracts. Well, they had a challenge of performance, scalability, and management on running nodes for various chains, and also handling high message loads for peak periods. We provided secure blockchain infrastructure and also built pipelines for data metrics analytics. And thanks to this, we empowered their teams with deep insights, and also we performed complex data analysis with this at scale. We're happy to share more in detail those use cases, but we have one of them for each of our logos that are building on Web3. Now, one of our goals, as I shared before, is to simplify the management of blockchain infrastructure. And one of the main challenges that developers and builders have been sharing with us is the ability to launch blockchain nodes with this. So after a lot of work from our product and engineering team, I'm happy to share that we have Blockchain Node Engine, which is our fully managed, dedicated Ethereum RPC node as a service, which basically means is that you can launch nodes, Ethereum nodes in a matter of hours, and Google takes care about all the rest. And you get the same security and benefits as any other Google solution. Now we have on beta Polygon, and we are going to launch many other chains in the coming months. And if you're wondering about some use cases, you can deploy smart contracts, you can read and write data to the blockchain for DeFi, gaming, and NFTs. You can index data, and also you can rely on transactions with your own nodes. But if you ask me, Iñaki, what's the key investment that you're really excited about? To me, that's the community. At Google, we want to enable and train all our Google Cloud customers to build on Web3 applications in a fast and easy way. We also want to keep working with the open source community, same as we did in the Web2 world with Kubernetes and TensorFlow, and same as we are doing now with our data sets. And last but not least, we want to work together with all of you to build use cases in order to bring the next billion users into the ecosystem. So I'm happy also to share that we have a specific Web3 Google Cloud Startups program, which any Web3 startup with funding, either equity, NFT, token, or blockchain grant, is eligible to up to 200,000 worth of Google Cloud of credits. You can take a picture if you want. But besides the financial support, you can also get Web3 training on AI, security, data analytics, and cloud. We have a team of engineers that will support you along the way. And we also have Web3 ecosystem partners like Nansen, Polygon, and many others that will also support you, either priority list for funding or discounts of some of their solutions. And last but not least, besides the Web3 Startups program, we've been doing a lot of bounties, hackathons, workshops, and more. Actually, this weekend, Alan Day, who is one of our OGs and DevRel at Google, who is there, actually. Hey, Alan. You can talk to him later if you have any technical question. Actually, he led one of the workshops, 2 workshops at the Hacker House about use cases on how to leverage and integrate Google AI solutions into smart contracts. So yeah, he can share more on that. So in short, let's work together. If you already have a Web3 project or not, we are happy to help you and work together on this to make it a solid reality. And I'd like to finish with a quote from our CEO, Sundar, that says that we try to work on things which billions of people will use every day. And we are really excited to work with all of you to collaborate together to bring the next billion users into the Web3 ecosystem. If you want to reach out, you can take a picture. That's my Telegram handle, @IñakiETH. I'm happy to meet here or virtually. And that's all from my end. Thank you all for coming. Moltes gracias. Gracias, Barcelona.